We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some more important breaking developments that we are tracking. In a key development, U.S. Ambassador to India Sergio Gor has said that a high-level team from Washington, D.C. will arrive in Delhi next week to put the final touches on the India-US trade deal. Speaking at IIT Delhi, Ambassador Gor stated that the current interim trade agreement is on the table for finalization. He expressed strong confidence that the full trade deal will be signed in the coming weeks and months. Listen in.
Our current interim trade agreement is on the table for us to finalize, and that will unlock prosperity for both of our countries. Just last week, India had sent a team to Washington, D.C. to finalize the last 1% of that trade deal. Next week, we will welcome a U.S. delegation here to continue those talks. We fully expect that the trade deal will be signed over the next few weeks.
All right, Megha Sharma, Senior Executive Editor, joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Megha, the U.S. envoy is hinting at an early conclusion of the trade deal. Give us the details, please. Megha, if you can hear me, we're of course talking about the U.S. envoy and him, of course, hinting at early conclusions of the trade deal. If you could give us the details, please.
So the U.S. Ambassador Sergio Gor was at the IIT Delhi event. The theme of this event was the India-US Trust Initiative. Trust Initiative was launched last year. It's called the transformation of the relationship utilizing strategic technology between India and the United States of America. And he took this opportunity to also touch upon the very important and eagerly awaited subject of the U.S.-India bilateral trade deal. Now, there have been delegations from America and from India that have been visiting Delhi and Washington, D.C. respectively. The last time around, there was a U.S. delegation, U.S. trade team that had arrived in Delhi was last month in April. The Indian trade team has also visited Washington, D.C. last week. And we are now getting to know, as per the announcement that he has made, that the U.S. trade team, a delegation, will now be arriving in India, in Delhi next week. What is also interesting to note in the announcement that he made was the fact that he said that, the Indian delegation, when it was in D.C., had finalized the last 1% of the conclusion of the trade deal. When he goes about saying that the deal is going to be signed within weeks and months, although he is not giving a definitive timeline as to when this deal is going to be struck, but it looks like that the early conclusion is very likely. I think it may happen before the end of this entire year or even before September. This is also interesting to note because the G20 summit is also going to take place in December 2026, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be headed to Florida. It is going to be hosted by President Donald Trump. And before that, in June itself, the G7 summit will also see the two leaders, U.S. President Donald Trump and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, exchanging pleasantries. Could there be a bilateral talk on the sidelines? Remains to be seen. But the leaders are going to interact with each other, come face to face with each other twice in the next few months. And it is going to be interesting to watch if a trade deal is announced after June, after June, or in the interim period between June and December. Something we'll be closely watching out.